He's big, green, and full of rage. The Incredible Hulk has been in comics since 1962, when he was originally colored gray. Over the years, he has fought countless battles against villains of all shapes and sizes. This week, I'm counting down the top 10 best Hulk villains. Keep in mind these are all my opinions, and some of these supervillains have been found in other comic titles over the years. So, let's see if your favorites made the list. Number 10. Wolverine. I know what you're thinking. Wolverine isn't a bad guy? How can he be on this list? Well, he made his first official debut in The Incredible Hulk number 181 from 1974, as sort of a bad-ish guy. All we knew of him at that point was that he was an agent of the Canadian government that had superpowers. That's it. Wolverine had scrapped with the Hulk in that issue, and ever since then, the two have had several confrontations, usually due to their hot-headed natures and reluctance to enroll themselves in anger management classes. Number 9. Zacks. A being made of pure electricity that can emit and absorb electrical currents. Zacks can also absorb the brain energy of someone if need be and temporarily acquire their intelligence. During one battle against the Hulk, Zacks was able to control the electrical currents found in his body and in turn control the Hulk. But even though Zacks is made of electricity, Hulk can still manage to throw him like a frisbee. Number 8. Wendigo. Wendigo debuted in The Incredible Hulk number 162 from 1973, and was also featured on the cover of 181 that I just showed you. Not only did Wolverine and the Hulk battle in that comic, but Wendigo was also thrown into the mix. It was a triple threat. Wendigo is based off the native legends of the same name that originate among Algonquin people in the northern forests and Great Lake regions of Canada, as well as the Atlantic coast of the United States. It speaks of a curse placed on individuals who perform horrible acts, such as cannibalism and murder. When the curse is on you, you transform into a monstrous and savage beast. At one point, the Hulk was afflicted with the same curse and turned into the Wenda-Hulk, before being cured later. As a Canadian myself, I've always been fascinated by this legend. At some point, I'll do a more in-depth villain breakdown of Wendigo. Number 7. Juggernaut. Primarily an enemy of the X-Men who has fought the Hulk countless times, he possesses the power of the Crimson Gem of Sidorak that gives him superhuman strength and unstoppable momentum. Not much more for me to say about him here. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on the character, check out my supervillain breakdown episode on him. Number 6. The Rhino. Alexei Sitsevich was a poor Russian immigrant who was paid a vast sum of money to have a strong polymer bonded to his skin, turning him into the Rhino. He's known for his offensive move of running straight into his targets, as well as being one of Spider-Man's dumbest enemies. Number 5. Maestro. The Maestro, or simply Maestro, is the Hulk. He is Bruce Banner, just from an alternate future, an alternate timeline. He's the combination of Banner's intelligence and the Hulk's appearance, aggression, and strength. Due to his ability to absorb radiation, much like the Hulk, and the fact that his world has been bombarded by nuclear war for over 100 years, it goes without saying that he's definitely a lot stronger than the Hulk. I've always seen him as sort of an old man Hulk, a man who has seen some serious shit in his time, quite literally. Number 4. The Absorbing Man. Originally Karl Crusher Creel, the Absorbing Man was an enemy of Thor, but over the years he has fought Daredevil, Spider-Man, the Avengers, and the Hulk. Creel was a former boxer who was thrown in jail for assault. While there, he drank a potion that Thor's brother Loki had spiked with magic. The potion gave Creel the ability to absorb all forms of matter and take on their characteristics. He's also known for wielding his iconic ball and chain. Usually, he can be defeated by outsmarting him or overloading his powers, but just recently in comics, he was given the ability to combine any of his previously absorbed powers. So yeah, he's a bit of a toughie. Number 3. Red Hulk. General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross is one of the oldest recurring characters in the Incredible Hulk comics, debuting in the very first issue back in 1962. He's the father of Betty Ross and the father-in-law of Bruce Banner. He has an obsession with the Hulk and will stop at nothing to hunt him down. Just recently, in 2008, Ross was transformed into the Red Hulk, created as a tactically superior version to the regular Hulk. He has all the same abilities, but is far more intelligent and brutal. I'm glad General Ross made a return in Civil War, but maybe someday we'll get to see the Red Hulk in the MCU. Who knows? Number 2. The Leader. I'm not going to go too in-depth with him because I did a breakdown on him a while back, but the Leader is definitely one of the Hulk's greatest enemies. What I like so much about him is that, looking at him, how would someone of his size even be able to harm the Hulk? What the hell is he even gonna do? Well, the leader has a genius-level intellect, superhuman intelligence, and even psionic powers. Whenever the Hulk goes up against him, it's brain versus brawn. And now, the number one best Hulk villain is the Abomination. Honestly, the leader would have been my number one, but I have to go with Abomination a little bit more. The reason is because I find villains that play on the strengths of the hero sometimes more interesting than the ones that play on their weaknesses. The leader uses his brains, something the Hulk doesn't necessarily excel at, which leaves him wide open. But when you have a villain that can go toe-to-toe with the Hulk on a physical level and still pose a challenge to him, then shit hits the fan. I think villains like this are enjoyable for the same reason we like seeing King Kong fight Godzilla or something. It's one monster versus another. Seeing two of them fight is always fucking awesome. If you want more on Abomination's backstory and all that jazz, check out my supervillain breakdown focusing on him. Well guys, that ends another top 10. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button down below, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and share it if you want to help me out.